Hello everyone, E here. Time for another update. And although my pieces are still not here, the ones that I need to really continue over here and finish the texture, I think I have enough just to improve some of the other things, like the interior here. We'll add all the minifigs and the arches up here. Also, all the answers to all your questions from the last video will be at the end of this one. So let's get to it. Don't know how much I'll be able to do, because holidays and all, time is kind of tight, but here goes nothing. So I spent some time trying to really see if I want to redesign in any way the whole framework over here connecting this wall and the other one. And one of the things that I wanted to do initially was, well, first to keep the distancing as it was before. But then the other thing that was really an issue was that this window here was always hidden by the archway. So what do I mean by this? Over here you can see it. This is what the old model was. So basically the back of the window was facing the archway, and before, these connecting pillars or archways, whatever you want to call them, were positioned, well, again, between here, between two pillars. I tried to position them over here behind the columns. I didn't like that, and then I split the archways. So instead of having four, I have this gap of two studs, and this will allow, once this is covered, and then I place the roof module that will look something like that, for this to not be against a blockage. So the light that's coming from the light module will be actually reflecting here for this window, and you can see that this window itself will look like it's lit up as well, because before this whole first row was blocked, and I wanted to fix that since I'm actually doing something here. So that's one of the things. And now I have stopped because I'm not really sure if I want to keep this model, this version of the pillars here, of the end versions, because this is what it looked like before, using these pieces here like this and then inverting them to make these arches right over here in this little shape. And I need to figure out exactly how much of texture I want to continue from here. So that's why I've made this a little bit different, and I will see exactly what I would like to do. I might end up changing this whole thing. So I'll think about that a little bit, and also I am needing some more parts like these 2x2s or whatever, just to make the whole frame a little bit sturdier. And while I'm thinking about that, I will have halted this so far, and then I'll just continue and do the same over here. And yeah, then I will basically just finish this same thing again and place all the candles so it's ready for the roof module. After that, I spent a couple of hours placing the minifigs inside of around the tables like before. As you can see, there's a lot more empty space now because the tables were increased by, well, as far as length is concerned, by like 8 studs or so. So order more minifigs, more torsos, as I need mainly just uniforms to cover everything. But yeah, I have tried to, well, make it as balanced as possible, having different foods on different places, telling little stories here and there. Everybody needs to have their own goblet, you know. So for example, if we have 20 minifigs on the Ravenclaw table, we want everybody to have their own goblets, or 20 goblets. I'm trying to make that work somehow. It's more difficult than it looks, because not only do we need the same amount of goblets on that given table, you need the goblets to be close by the minifigs. So it actually makes sense. So at least if the minifig is either holding or it has a goblet next to them. So that's a bit difficult here and there. Then I'm trying to do different things with the food. So we have different variations here and there. And also color-wise, I want, for example, not to have this amount of blue or this amount of baby blue or pink to be spread out, and everything to be kind of colorful and, well, perfect. Well, it's not going to be perfect, obviously, but just for my own personal liking, just to be as best as it could be. Have various foods here and there, but it just still feels like it needs more variety. But yeah, I feel like this is okay. Now I will again do a overview of this once I get the new minifigs and, well, the rest of the torsos, and I place them, and maybe I will do some little changes. But yeah, really glad that I got this out of the way, as it's something that you just need to sit down and calmly do it. Something that you can't really rush, but it didn't actually take me all that long to do. So yeah, it was a lot easier to do this once this is on this Mills plate. It was a lot more easier to just navigate. And yeah, now that I'm done for the time being, I can simply just pick this up and just place it back in its slot, which is probably not a good idea to do with one hand. And here it is, back in its original place, and this is how it looks from over here. The good thing is that with the detachable side of the foyer over here, we'll be able to have the better angle basically from here. But I will really show you that once everything is done and perfect. And that pretty much is all the building I feel like I will have time for, unless before the actual video is out I get a little bit more time between the holidays. But unless I get anything else done, let's just get to the answers of the questions of the last video. First question from Kamen Tomo 1479. Is there any chance for a Witcher Easter egg in the project? I have many ideas for Easter eggs in the castle, and a Witcher one is, well, one of them for sure. However, I'm in the initial stages of making a very ambitious Witcher diorama, and I think that will have to come first, but you can never be sure. If I get an inspiration and find a space where I can knock something Witcher related, I'll be sure to place it there. Gutless King asks, what's your favorite cake? Well, chocolate for sure, I'd say. I like various types of cakes, but chocolate, most certainly. Cash4374 says, congratulations on the achievement, much deserved and way overdue. I hope 2024 is a strong one, because the quality content deserves way more subs. Well, thank you. My question for the Q&A is, if you could design your dream idea set, what would it be? Eesh, that's something that requires a lot of pondering, but yeah, it's a complex question. Off the top of my head, I would say something that would be very interesting to see is the Golden Condor from the Mysterious Cities of Gold. Yeah, if you haven't seen that series, it's amazing. Old animated series about the, well, just check it out. But yeah, it would be a very interesting idea set, I think. Golden Condor, yeah. Vladimir Nikolov 8224 asks, how long will it take to finish this part of the castle? Oh boy, I wish I could say, I wish I knew. There are just so many variables and unknowns. I would say I'm hoping to finish this rebuild of the Great Hall that I'm doing now by the end of the first quarter this year, which I am not even sure that's possible, because just always something arises when I'm doing this. But yeah, that's my hope. Over the past year or so, the build, as you might have noticed if you've watched the videos closely, the build of the castle has gotten more and more complicated and more part intensive, which just makes it even more difficult to just plan and, well, proceed even faster or at a desired pace. Boris Stoyanov 3488 asks, congratulations for reaching the impressive milestone. Hopefully you reach 1k subs and beyond. Thank you, thank you. Your work is extremely underrated and I'm eager to see more of your progress. Well, you're very kind. Also a question for your next video, have you ever made other time-consuming projects besides your Hogwarts stuff, and if so, do you have any pictures to show? Well, you're asking about time-consuming projects. Well, if that means something big, like this kind of scale, not really. Well, the 3 broomsticks that I did took about 3 months, and it is quite a sizable modular building, so I would say that was a big-ish project, and yeah, it was very interesting to do, and I'm looking to do more of that, but it's just I don't want to slow the castle down all that much. It's already so slow. Other than that, I'm planning a very ambitious Witcher MOC regarding the Temple of Leovani, which I'm in the very beginning stages of currently. That's why I haven't really shown anything, just some sketches that I have made. But the moment I have something concrete built, I will show it immediately on the channel. 11 Triumpha 11 says, always impressive. Roughly how many hours of building have you invested in the project so far? Well, I am afraid to even think of the amount of time spent, to be honest. It has to be in the hundreds for sure, hundreds of hours, perhaps even thousands of hours now, maybe 1,000-2,000 hours the past 2.5 years. A lot of time, staggeringly a lot. Just, I prefer not to think about it. Well, that's all the questions I got. Thank you again for all the positive energy and all the nice things that you had to say. The next 2 weeks I'm gonna do my best, since the holidays are pretty much over, to do a lot of more building, and the next update should be quite a substantial one. Until then, like, share and subscribe. It's always appreciated. Stay healthy. I'll see you guys very soon. Bye for now.